Hello everybody, welcome to another test. Today we'll be doing a test on the beta version of Vipre Internet Security 2013. And the first major change that I see is the change in interface. They've fine-tuned the interface to make it look more like Windows 8. You can see the blue tabs at the top resembling the Windows 8 interface. Okay. Not a good start. I just started up the interface and I get an error, but hopefully that's nothing to worry about. I didn't do any scan anyway, so let's get back. So this is how your new interface looks. You've got the big tabs, and if you click on them it takes you to the settings. Very easy to use interface. The core is still the same. You've got your tabs on the top and these settings below. So it's similar to the last version, only they've made it look better and look more like Windows 8, of course. So other than that, let's take a look at some of the advanced settings. Now these are the basic scan settings. They allow you to change each and every setting for all the scans, but it's still not as detailed as a lot of the other applications. And I'm going to change one setting here. By default it takes the recommended action automatically. I'm going to change that so that it just lets me delete all the files instead of disinfecting them, because this product does have a disinfect feature, and it's good, and it's a good thing for you guys, the users, but in a test I'd want to delete everything just so that I don't misrate or rate the product incorrectly. So here's the firewall, and now they have intrusion detection systems. Go in the settings. Okay, so it says for high priority intrusions the action is blocked. For medium priority it's allow, and for low it's allow. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I'm not going to mess with that. And here is the process protection. I think this is just for online activities. This is basic host intrusion prevention system for your files, and here it really doesn't give you a lot of options. You can either allow it or just block everything. So blocking everything is not so smart, because it's going to just about block everything that you do. So I'm just going to leave it the way it is set up to allow. Okay, let's just block it and see what happens. Block with notify. Now I'm just going to try this once. Now let me just open up a tab of Internet Explorer. And there you go. Code injection alert. Now nobody wants to see this alert every time they open up the Internet Explorer, so certainly this is not recommended. Maybe it's kind of like, it works like the other non-whitelist based HIPS programs, like you've got your spyware terminator and all that stuff. But so in case you want to do that, you can just basically restrict every function of your browser when you run that, and later on you can just come here and make it allow so that you can run other applications. But I'm just going to test it the way it is set up by default, and that is basically this is disabled. So other than that, the bad part is that it doesn't have any kind of zero-day protection module, and the only part that it has is disabled by default, which is not a good thing. So anyway, let's just see how it does against the latest URLs. It's performance that matters. It doesn't matter how you do that. So okay, before that, let me just take a look at the memory usage. Now this product is very light regardless of how much RAM it uses. Nobody has a computer with 128 megs of RAM nowadays, so it's not a huge concern. Doesn't slow down the system, and I think that's good enough. And it doesn't use, okay, it does use quite a bit of RAM. In fact, it uses about 45 megs, but system's pretty fast. In fact, it would run just fine on this system, which is using 1 gig of RAM, and that's kind of like the minimum that you see nowadays, so performance is pretty good. Okay, first one got blocked, and this is the best kind of web blocking I've seen. No messing about, no questions, just blocked. And there's no button over here to bypass this. To bypass this, you'll have to go to the settings and change it. So that's the best thing that I like about this program, the web blocking. Okay, this one is probably some infected script yet to be caught by these signatures. Okay, this one is dead. This one's also blocked by Vipre. Vipre do have very good web blocking signatures, so most of these things should be cut. Okay, so I don't know if all of these are dead or not. They seem to be dead because Vipre never just blocks things that way. It should open up a window like this one. This one was blocked. Okay, let's try this big one. And in fact, it redirects to PayPal. I'm not sure if this is the legit site or looks like the legit, so probably a false positive, or maybe they fixed it. These Java Trojans have all been blocked so far. This one's also blocked. So is this one. As you can see, the web blocking signatures are very good. In my opinion, it is one of the best web blocking services that you'll find. So, just as good as Bitdefender or Kaspersky. Okay, this one just didn't do anything. This one's probably dead. So is this one. Strange to see so many dead links on malware blacklist. Never really get so many dead ones. Here's some file. Let's just save it. Okay, I'll just save it with whatever extension it has. So we'll just do a scan later on to see if Vipre finds it. Okay, this is some kind of exploit, probably, and it failed to load. The download, I just canceled it because it wasn't working. Guess the server's down. Pretty strange. I don't really see so many dead links. Here's an executable, most probably a Trojan. Oh, come on. Looks like this one too is not gonna work out. It's pretty strange. Got so many dead links on malware blacklist. Looks like it's gotten popular, and a lot of these domains are really looking into this. And this one's just too slow. I'm not going to wait 30 minutes to download 300 KB. Sorry about that, but I really can't. Let's try something different. This one was blocked by Vipre. And so was this one. And so was this one. Okay, this one was dead. I'd seen it before. This one also got blocked. I'll just try a couple more. And this one was blocked as well. So that is very impressive web blocking to block. In fact, it blocked just about everything other than that one malware script. It blocked everything. And these are all 0-day links. So this is fantastic work. So now I'm going to grab my files and I'll be right back. Welcome back. I just grabbed 352 pieces of malware, and these are all 0-day stuff, and they're really new and pretty low detection rate. So I'm not expecting like, a 95% detection. Anything above 80 would be considered pretty good. So now I'll just do a scan, and let's hope that Vipre finds that much. At least that is. So we're already getting some detections. Now this is how the scan interface looks. It's almost totally the same as the last version. It groups files. It doesn't just go up for every single file. If it finds more than one variant of this file, they're just classified in the same place. And it gives you a risk level 2. So that helps you in deciding whether or not to delete the file. And it does have disinfect feature. I'm sure we'll find some files that'll be selected for disinfection. So now I guess I'm going to pause. It's not the fastest scanner, so I'll be back when this is done. Welcome back. I've just noticed a bug in the scanner. You can see it doesn't show the scanning progress. But now if I just come back, it still doesn't show anything. But if I hit show details, okay, hold on, it's working just a second ago. Okay, in fact it should be showing a blue bar over here that shows the scan progress. And I did see that just a few minutes ago when I hit this show details button, but right now it doesn't seem to be working, and that's annoying. It is supposed to show one box here that shows you how far the scan has gone, because right now you have no way of knowing how long the scan is going to take. It could take a few more minutes, it could take a few more hours. And they do have a bar over here, but that's just a bug, and hopefully it'll be fixed before the final version. So I'll just delete all these files whenever the scan is done, and I'll get back to you guys. So the removal process just completed, and it's not the fastest of scans, neither was the removal process fast, but it's not too slow either. It's better than Kaspersky. So now I'll just hit done, and let's see the number of misses. So we still have 45 pieces of malware in here. So just bring up calculator, do the maths. Okay, I just noticed I've got it totally wrong. Okay. Okay, so that's a detection rate of 87.2%, which is very impressive on these threats. But the disappointing part is this is where the protection ends. All these remaining 45 pieces of malware have complete capability to infect your system if you're using Vipre with the default settings. So if that's what you wanted to see, how well Vipre would protect you with the default settings on, this is it. It's not going to be able to do anything about the remaining 45. And you could just easily run one of these files and get your system totally screwed up. So it's kind of like a Vipre. They do have very good signatures, but lack of zero-day components is a big drawback. So now what I'm going to do, that let's remember that this thing does have host intrusion prevention system, and if you are experienced or if you do want to try it out, there's no one stopping you. So if you wanted to see how it did with the default settings, this is the end of the video for you. But in case you're a nerd like me and you really like to find out how these components work, right now I'm going to change the setting, going to make it block with notify. I know this is going to block a lot of applications and most users won't use it, but and that's why I'm not going to rate it very well, but I am going to try it out and see how well their intrusion prevention works if you enable it. So now Vipre zero-day components are active, and let's see if they are successful in preventing system infections. This is interesting. In fact, this logo is the one of NVIDIA. So far, no response from Vipre. Okay, maybe it is blocking them from doing system changes and it doesn't always notify the user. Okay, right now it is notifying me. Code injection alert. The requested program is trying to inject a code into this program. Vipre has blocked the requesting application from performing the code injection. So that's it. It just got blocked. Now you can see it's trying to inject a lot of codes in here, but everything was blocked by Vipre. Looks like we've got some duplicates here. In fact, they do have different names, but I can see 3 programs with the same icon and same size. Here's a fake AV, I guess. And as you can see, Vipre is just blocking them. It's not notifying us. It doesn't notify in every case, but just blocks anything from doing something suspicious. Here's another one that wants to inject some code. The rogues are failing to load. This one wants administrator privileges, and it wanted to inject some code, and all this was blocked by Vipre. So I think if you're using this, a lot of legit applications are going to be blocked because it has no whitelist whatsoever. And in case you're a viewer and you've started noticing that this folder does contain a lot of false positives, so oh well, I have noticed that as well. But I guess that's alright, because we did have a lot of files, and it would have taken the detection rate up as much as down. So don't think that makes too big a difference. But yeah, then again, I didn't get these files one by one, and I haven't made this folder myself. Okay, here's trouble, and whoops. Now this is not good at all. Live Security Platinum. And whoa, we have an infected computer, and this is, in fact, this Live Security Platinum, what it's displaying is absolutely correct. These are all the files that this rogue is going to download to infect your system. In fact, it may not download any files, but it is a huge infection in itself, so certainly the system is infected. So that's one good thing that the rogues do. The moment they install, they do let you know that now your system's infected. Okay, that was just a joke. Don't get me wrong. And right now, nothing's going to run anyway. Whether Vipre is enabled or disabled doesn't really matter, because I know this rogue, and it's going to totally screw up the system now. Now let's see. What if I just want to open up Task Manager? Ooh, application cannot be executed. File Task Manager is infected. And that's going to happen every time I run anything. It doesn't matter what file it is, it's just going to be blocked by Live Security Platinum. And since I've tested this before, I know it's not going to go on a reboot. All I can do is get into safe mode and use Komodo to get rid of the auto-run analyzer to get rid of the auto-runs, because msconfig won't do it this time. So, well, it's a failure. If you're asking me about the HIPS part, Vipre is a big failure. It still hasn't developed a good enough host intrusion prevention system, because if you're blocking everything anyway, you should block this. I mean, if you're blocking Internet Explorer and all that stuff, I mean, what's wrong with Live Security Platinum? It's not a trusted file. It should have been blocked from doing all the wreckage, but anyway, that's how this program is. It's 0 days, not that great, but you get awesome signatures. So then again, I would like anybody using Vipre to pair it up with, let's say, Threatfire or any behavior-based or HIPS application, or a good HIPS application, because this is not a good one. If it were that good, it shouldn't have let in Live Security Platinum sneak through. So, well, it's been a long review. Hope it helped you guys. Vipre has taken the industry, and it's one of the most popular products in the US right now, but it still has its shortcomings. It's signature based. Yeah, it does have very good signatures, but I always recommend 0-day protection, and that's something that it seems to be lacking right now. So I wouldn't really enable the HIP system on Vipre because it's still not that good, and it basically just blocks everything. So if I knew which was a good file and bad file, and if I could decide that, oh well, this is a good file, I'm going to disable Vipre and run it now. Oh, this is a bad file, I'm going to enable it and run it. If I knew that much, I wouldn't really need the antivirus, because I would never run bad files. So that doesn't really make sense, to me at least. And even if you do enable it, things like these do get through. So it's not the best of 0-day defenses, but then again, signatures were great, detection rate was pretty good. So it's got its plus and minus parts, and both. I think you should take a look at both the parts before you actually buy this. So it's almost totally like a Vipre, which is also signature based, but doesn't have 0-day components. So if I were to rate it, I'd give it a 3 out of 5 or 3.5 out of 5 because it doesn't have that good of 0-day protection. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. My advice to Vipre users, get some free 0-day blocking service. So that's about it. Talk to you guys later.